Hello guys, welcome back to the Red Devil Stand with all the latest Manchester United news and transfer news. Well, we have a lot to talk about today. As we all know, we have had a wonderful match last night against Arsenal. We will get into that, but as our title suggests, that we will talk about, HOJLUND, AMRABAT deal, and there are some news coming out regarding letting go of Martial and highly surprisingly maybe SANCHO as well. So yeah, we will get into that. We'll jump right into that. So without any further ado, let's get started. So the news is coming out from Manchester Evening News regarding HOJLUND. They said Man United are reportedly not willing to spend any more than £60 million to bring Atlanta's Rasmus HOJLUND to Old Trafford. According to Football Insider, United sources believe a price between 50 to 60 million pounds is fair for the 20-year-old who scored 10 goals in his debut season for the Serie A club. With the budget tight at the Theatre of Dreams, Ten Hag is understood to be wary of overpaying for the Denmark international. So yeah, guys, the thing that we were, all discussing about, the especially when it comes to HOJLUND, that yeah, we need to submit that deal as soon as possible. We need to make that happen as soon as possible. Because see, the thing is that we have played 3 preseason matches, right, guys? And we have won the 3 of them. We haven't conceded any goals, which is absolutely brilliant. But the thing is that no matter how many goals we score, we will always realize that we still do need a striker. We absolutely need a striker, and we need it fast, man. So yeah, and we have seen, Eric Ten Hag, we have seen Bruno Fernandes mentioning that particular issue as well. Even in the last, last night after match, Bruno Fernandes gave his, not press conference per se, but he has some quotations to say. So yeah, he has mentioned about that striker situation as well. He has said, yeah, Sancho is doing a great job. We all know that Rashford can do a fine job as well. But if we can get a striker, it will be absolutely brilliant. And see, the thing is that the position Bruno plays in, he would absolutely want a striker. It's like Kevin De Bruyne asking, Pep Guardiola to go out and find a striker. So it is like that. The position Bruno Fernandes plays in, he needs a proper striker so he can, sync up with. Which we all know the goal Sancho scored last night was absolutely brilliant, man. Was absolutely brilliant. The first 2 matches, he wasn't that, that fluid, that dexter. He didn't have that kind of dexterity in that position, I must say that. But last night, in the last game, it was quite different. It's like, he is building up in the process. But the thing is that he will not be a striker. He is not a striker. So yeah, we do need one. And believe me or not, the way it is going right now regarding that HOJLUND deal, it's really hard to think that it will happen really imminently. Because we haven't gotten rid of much of our player. As we all know, we have only gotten rid of, players like Alex Telles. And yeah, as I have discussed earlier yesterday, that Anthony Elanga will have his medical tomorrow in, Nottingham Forest. So yeah, we will see about that as well. I hope he will get, passed out of that, and we will be able to sell Elanga to Nottingham Forest. So yeah, we will see about that. Anyway, I'll go through your comment now. Yeah, man, Eric Bailey is in ongoing talks with 2 Saudi Arabian clubs over a 3-year deal worth 20 million. Cristiano Ronaldo has directly spoke to him to tell him about the league and lifestyle. See, man, Rohit, the thing is that the 20 million, believe me or not, I actually read that. I guess it came out from Dharmesh Sheth from Sky Sports, I guess. So yeah, I have, I'm aware of that quote. But the only thing the only thing that captured my mind was that 20 million. But the thing is that the way it read, it does not mean, I do not think that it means that we will get that 20 million. It's about how much Eric Bailly will accumulate in those 3 years. So yeah, they will be paying 20 million to Eric Bailly for playing under them for 3 years. It is not like that Manchester United will be getting that 20 million, man. So yeah, I was pretty excited by just seeing that number. But when I read it properly, I think it means that yeah, Eric Bailly is going to get 20 million because this kind of sentence structure was also used for Alex Telles as well. So yeah, it was his money. It was in that particular article they were talking about how much Alex Telles will make, and I guess in this particular article, I guess they are Dharmesh is talking about what Eric Bailly would be making if he joins their club. So yeah, man. Shivani is saying, Ahmad left the stadium on crutches. Arsenal are actually the most wild football club in the world, man. Imagine ending a youngster's pre-season in an upcoming season where he could have actually got a starting spot at Manchester United. Obviously, man. Obviously, it hurts to see. It hurts to see that, yeah, a player like Ahmad, and as you guys all know, how excited I was when it came to Ahmad Diallo. I was absolutely excited, believe me or not. He played brilliantly the last season, and it was his time to prove, in front of Eric Ten Hag that he could be a potential player for Manchester United, which I don't know if that will happen. I don't know how much he have convinced Eric so that even after this injury, he will be able to play for us. I really don't know. But the thing is that the severity of the injury, I do not know about that, to be very honest. If I'm being honest with you, I know that he have left with crutches. So yeah, it should be quite, I don't know. Maybe some major issues can happen, maybe not. I hope it is not the case. But the thing is that the timeline we are in right now, this pre-season timeline, you could not even afford to get out for 3, 4, 5 days even. So yeah, if he loses this opportunity in this preseason, I'm pretty sure it's going to cost him, dearly, which I'm absolutely heartbroken about. Believe me, guys. The moment it happened, I knew it was going to be bad, and he left the stadium. I was hoping that it would be something, it may be a precautionary method that yeah, before getting injured far enough, we should get him out. But the way he have left the stadium, it is an issue that that concerns us. Definitely, it concerns us, man. Indrajit is saying, this is what I am saying. They're all calling for Martinez to be banned for his so-called horror challenge in Saka. My man got up and continued to play. Ahmad could well miss the next 6 months due to this. Absolutely, man. Absolutely. See, the thing is that I wouldn't, imply the blame totally to Arsenal. I do not think the guy who have, fouled him have had that intention in mind that he wants to get rid of Ahmad Diallo for the coming 6 months. I do not think that. But the way it happened, it shouldn't have happened especially, in a friendly match. So yeah, every player out there, whether it's our player or their player or some other club's player, they should be aware that it is a friendly match. You do not need to be that much aggressive. If you are, be aware of that and be aware of your opponent as well. That the way we have seen Ahmad got injured, that shouldn't have happened, man. That absolutely shouldn't have happened. So yeah. Anyway, there are some, I must say, I do want to get into this subject particularly because especially after the game we just had, this will be quite interesting. I do want to, know your guys' opinion as well in this particular matter, what I'm going to say right now. It's about Sancho. So James Ducker from Telegraph has said, Man United is open to offer for Jadon Sancho this summer, although there is an expectation he will be at the club next season. So yeah, see, the thing is that Sancho is a winger. His natural position is a winger. I do not see playing Sancho in that, center forward area, whether he is playing as a center forward or a false nine, whatever that is. I do not see him playing in that position in the coming season. Because see, the thing is that we should not read over the line when it comes to preseason matches. Preseason matches are preseason matches, man. It has a huge difference between the game we will be having in the Premier League. So yeah, if we are not going to get a striker, which I do not think would be the case, whether it's HOJLUND or some other guy we will get, I do not know at this point, but I hope it will be HOJLUND. So yeah, if the only reason Sancho will play on that position, or maybe we will see Rashford on that position, it will be only because we didn't sign a striker, which I don't think is going to happen. We will sign a striker maybe today, tomorrow, 1 week, 2 weeks later. I think we will, get a hold of that. So yeah, but see, the thing is that if I take Sancho as a winger, He is basically Eric Ten Hag's fourth choice winger because it's Anthony, it's Rashford, it's Garnacho, and then it's Sancho. So to be a part of the first team, because what we have paid 90 million euros for him, 95 million euros for him, and he is getting 300 plus K a weekly wage. So yeah, with that amount of money, it is quite natural for Eric Ten Hag to expect him to play in the first team. It is quite natural. But the thing is that when it comes to Sancho, after seeing him for 2 years, I guess, he has been with us for 2 years. So after 2 years, we all know. See, the thing is that we all know he's a talented lad. He has a potential to be a world-class player. And he's only 23 years of age, I guess. If I'm not wrong, I guess he's 23, max to max 24. Though I hope it's 23, I guess. Yeah. If he wants to be in our starting 11, he needs to be consistent. That is the key word for Sancho. We have seen him play, brilliantly, even in our previous seasons as well. But he wasn't consistent. He wasn't absolutely consistent. And I have said this so many times. When it comes to consistency, a lot of our players suffers from that. They are a brilliant player, in one match, and they can be shit in the very next match. That should not be happening with a club like Manchester United. If we want to perform in the highest level of football, consistency is the key to it. Consistency is the key to it, because believe me or not, we are going to play another 60-62 match a season. So yeah, we will need consistency. We will need fitness and all that stuff. And there is, also one other article came out. This is from Simon Stone, BBC. He also said that Jadon Sancho is one of those players that Man United would probably sell, but they do not expect anything more or near for what they have paid for Sancho. So see, the things that are coming out regarding Sancho, James Ducker, Simon Stone, those are really legitimate journalists, those who are close to our club. And the information they are talking about, the way they are talking about it, it seems like that even they have gotten those information from within our club. So yeah, as we have already discussed in our earlier sessions, that yeah, Sancho may go. Sancho may go. If you ask me, do I want Sancho, let go of Sancho? Absolutely not. I do think that yeah, he needs this season at the very least. Before we make any permanent decision regarding Sancho, we need to at least give him this particular season. But at the same time, it does run in my mind that where will he play? Where will he play? Because I do not see, if we get a striker and he performs brilliantly, I do not think that Rashford and Anthony will be benched for Sancho. So yeah, if he wants to be in that first team squad, he absolutely need to be better than Rashford and Anthony. Especially better than Anthony, if you ask me, because the new deal that we have, given Marcus Rashford, I do not think that he would be a bench warmer. Absolutely not. I know that the same goes for Anthony as well, but if Jadon Sancho had the slightest chance to be in that first team, he at least need to beat the ability of Anthony as well. I'm not saying that Anthony, that will be an easy task or something like that. Absolutely not. But the one thing it will create a healthy competition between those two guys. Because as we all know, we have already got Garnacho in the left sector. So if Sancho wants to play on the left flank, he have Rashford, then Garnacho, then Sancho. So for his well-being, I think right wing should be the choice. I know Eric Ten Hag may opt for that false nine role, but as I've already said, to be able to play a proper false nine, we need that ball retention ability in that final third. Otherwise, it will not be of any use, man. Believe me or not, if we think that beating Arsenal 2-0 was that we have achieved something really great, it was great. It was brilliant. But the thing is that, as I've just said, it is a pre-season match. We should not read a lot into this, because as we all remember, we have beaten Liverpool in our pre-season match, and then we got lost 7-0 when we were out in Anfield. So yeah, that can happen. We will be playing Arsenal in our 4th Premier League match. I guess it would be Arsenal, I guess. Whether it's 2nd or it's 4th, I guess 2nd match we will play against Tottenham, and the 4th match we will play will be against Arsenal. I guess, if I'm not wrong, please let me know that, guys, as well. But so yeah, things can change really, really fast. And the players who are thinking, maybe thinking, players like, I don't know, Brandon Williams, players like, who should I say, even Sancho. The thing is that it's preseason and we are getting 22 players a match, which will not be the case in the coming season in the Premier League. We will not be, Eric Ten Hag will not be able to substitute all of them. So it would be 5 of them who would be, max to max, it would be 5 of the substitutes that will get that place and they will act as a substitute, not as a, first 11 player. So yeah, I guess if I will get into that in a brief moment, in a very detailed way. I have quite noticed something that what should we do, and I will want to know your opinion as well when it comes to those players. But before, I will go into your chat, man, again. So yeah, how about Martinez that was throwing his legs everywhere around Arsenal players? United is the one. He is our butcher, man. He is our butcher. He was just being a butcher. Anyway, please rest. I hate one-sidedness. What if Martinez had injured their player? We all know Martinez is aggressive. It wasn't a friendly. When they don't play friendly, they absolutely, man. It's not our word. It's Eric Ten Hag's word. That yeah, we do not play friendlies. We absolutely do not play friendlies, and especially after the match yesterday, we are pretty clear how Manchester United will approach the other friendlies as well. And I'm quite excited about that, man. I'm quite excited about that. As I just said, I do not think the guy, I don't remember who fouled, Ahmad, but whoever that may be, I'm pretty sure it wasn't on his intention that, yeah, he would want to, injure Ahmad for the past coming weeks or maybe months. So yeah, the way it happened, it was definitely a shame for Amad Diallo that at this moment of time, at this juncture, he needed those game times, which I do not think he will be getting. And that would really hamper his coming season, man. And for that particular reason, I'm really frustrated. I'm really, really frustrated, guys. Pulman is saying the same thing as well. Yeah, man, yeah. We were all aggressive. It's not like that Arsenal were the only one aggressive. Actually, we bantered them even more. To be very honest, we bantered them even more. We should not be hypocrites. Martinez tried to injure Saka also. Maybe it's good. Maybe it's a good thing for him, so he won't be sent out on loan this transfer window. I hope so, man. Shondipan is saying 20 million. I hope they have accepted the money. No need for negotiations. I guess, Shondipan, you were talking about Eric Bailly, but as I just explained, I do not think that the 20 million is for us. It's for Eric Bailly for playing 3 years. For their club, he would be getting 20 million. That is what they were saying. That's what Dharmesh said on that, tweet, I guess. So yeah, and we will see when it comes. But believe me or not, if we can even manage 5 to 6 million as we have done with Alex Telles, to be very honest, I would be glad that we made that deal happen. Because carrying those loads for over a year again without having them, without able to give them any game time, that would be another waste of money, another waste of time, and I do not want that. So yeah, if we can even accumulate 5 to 6 million for Eric Bailly, I really, really do think that we should let him go. Yeah, man, absolutely, man. Shondipan is saying it's football. Martinez too played with aggression. He's unlucky, that's all. It was what Ogni is saying, that yeah, it was a physical game, man, absolutely. Especially when it comes to a friendly. If you're comparing, it was a friendly match, right, guys? So yeah, I guess really keeping that in mind, it was quite aggressive. Ogni is saying, you saw it was a physical game. What would have happened if Martinez tackle on Saka or even Maguire's tackle on Odegaard resulted in injuries? What would you have said? Oh, perhaps. Yeah, man, absolutely. We shouldn't blame some other player, because we all know no players usually wants to do that, just go out there and hamper some other player's career. They do not do that usually. But yeah, we have seen some injuries happen in the past as well that have, hampered a player's career, that have derailed a player's career. But I do not think that will be the case for Amad Diallo in this particular matter. But the timeline, it couldn't have been worse, man. He needed those game times. I really don't think that we will see Ahmad in the coming games in Wrexham or maybe, versus Real Madrid. If we are able to see him, that would be absolutely brilliant, but I do not think that would be the case. Anyway, there are also some news coming out regarding Kobe Mainu. I am pretty sure you guys, many of you guys wanted Kobe Mainu, and the good news is Manchester United have got no intention of loaning out Kobe Mainu. Eric Ten Hag is keen to have him on the first team. James Ducker from Telegraph said that as well. So yeah, it's coming from a very reliable source, very authenticate source that yeah, Kobe Mainu will be in Eric Ten Hag's plan as a first team squad. So yeah, man, I am absolutely happy with that news. I'm absolutely delighted with that news, especially after the last game we had with Arsenal. I mean, how good he was. I know you guys can make fun of me. But I will also say how good Casemiro was. How good Casemiro was in the second half as well. Many of you guys, I have noticed that had made fun of him that he was getting fat or something like that. I will never go into someone's body structure or something like that. They are world-class professional. They're absolutely world-class professional, especially a player like Casemiro. He had nothing to prove to anybody. But the way he played yesterday, man, that was so cool to see, man, as well. But yeah, that wouldn't take that particular subject. In my mind, it's really brilliant. As you all know, Casemiro is my best player, but I will not take any credit from Mainu. I will not. He played absolutely brilliantly. He pocketed Kai Havertz and Odegaard, which was his job, and he did that absolutely brilliantly. With all his might, with all his skills, with all his abilities, he was top notch, man. He was top notch, absolutely top notch, man. So yeah, in my mind, if you ask me who was the man of the match yesterday, I would definitely give it to Kobe Mainu, man. Absolutely. For me, Mainu was the man of the match for yesterday's match. Absolutely, man. The way he played, the way he handled his mental situation, he was so calm. He was so calm. It was like he was actually playing versus Leeds. It was looking that way. Because the thing is that Arsenal have put up their first team in the first half and in the second half as well. It is not like that their team was full of youth players like ours was, especially in the second half. So yeah, we still managed to secure that clean sheet. We still managed to win the match. We actually beat them twice last night, as I mentioned in my community. Arsenal actually got beaten by us 2 times in one night. So yeah, that is absolutely brilliant, man. I was so out of the moon after that happened. I didn't knew up front that there will be a penalty shootout. So when it was happening, I was quite shocked that what is happening. But then the commentator said that it is for the crowds and all that stuff, so they can have a fun as well. So yeah, but still we won that penalty shootout as well. And how good was Tommy Heaton, man? The couple of saves he made on that 14th minute from Martinelli, that was absolutely brilliant. And that particular moment, believe me or not, kept us alive. That particular moment kept us alive. Because if we have, conceded a goal on that point of time, I do not know how good, how we would have reacted on that particular stance. So yeah, that was a turning point for me, and that was really a brilliant save from, Tom Heaton. Jashan is saying if we could get Rasmus Højlund, AMRABAT, a defender, and keep Greenwood, United will be unstoppable next season. I hope so, man. I hope you're right, man. I absolutely hope that you're right, man. You guys are a big fan of Mason Greenwood. So am I, guys. Believe me, when I say that loaning out Greenwood would be a better option, it is not like that I do not like Greenwood. I was a huge fan of him. Believe me, I do not care what happened out there because I wasn't there. It is their personal issue. I will not judge a man by what, it's always, innocent until proven guilty. And he haven't been proven guilty. So yeah, in my mind, he is innocent. I do not want to jump into his personal life. So yeah, if I will judge him only about the base of a footballer, I am a huge fan of him. The one and only reason I say that loaning him out would be the best course of action, it is because I always keep that in mind what Greenwood would face if he starts that in this season for Manchester United. He will believe me or not, he will face a wrath of banter. He will face that, believe me or not, and that too very, very brutally. Many of our fans will banter him. If you guys believe me even a bit, you mark my words, if we see Greenwood in our red shirt this season and coming out to Old Trafford for playing for our club, I'm pretty sure he will get booed by some of our fans. And that could hamper a kid's mind. And he is a kid. He is a kid. He is only 20, 21 years of age. If he can handle that, if Eric Ten Hag thinks that would be the right course of action for him to be settling Manchester United, to give him that chance, I will be okay with that. Absolutely, I would feel absolutely delighted with that. But I will be worried about his mental state, Greenwood's mental state, man. Because if he doesn't handle it properly, it can hamper his career for good. I don't know how much his career got hampered by the incident he was included in, but if that happens, it will definitely hamper his mindset, man. Believe me or not. And Kobe will be having good mentorship and easy integration into the first team. Obviously, man. Absolutely, man. Especially if we get AMRABAT also. So there will be Casemiro, AMRABAT and Kobe, and that would be really, really good for him as well. He would get proper guidance. He would get proper understudy for Casemiro, and that would be absolutely brilliant. And I think we will see a same level of integration what we have seen when it came to Garnacho. I guess Mainu will get some few game times. He will start few odd matches. I guess you will see that happening. So yeah, I guess he will have a smooth transition into our first team, and that is really, really very important. And see, especially after Mainu, and if we go out and sign AMRABAT, so there is Casemiro, Mainu, AMRABAT, Eriksen, Fernandes and Mount. Where does McTominay fit? Where does Scott McTominay fit? As I've seen yesterday, he wasn't that good. He wasn't that good. He is never that good. He is never that good. Yeah, he can have some decent game when he goes out and plays for Scotland. But when it comes to Manchester United, I do not see any point of keeping him. I do not see any point. Please let me know your opinion as well, guys. What do you think about that Scott McTominay situation? But yeah, man. After all those 6 midfielders, where does he fit? Do we want to keep him as a bench player? Would he be a bench warmer? Do we want that himself? Especially the time he's going through. He's 26, 27 years of age, I guess. So it is his prime time. Do he really want to sit on the bench at his prime time of his career? I do not think it will help him at all. The only reason we are seeing this player because this is pre-season. And we are seeing a lot of new players coming on in the second half, which will not be the case in the Premier League, Champions League, FA Cup or Carabao Cup. We will not see 2 different teams playing in 2 different halves. That will not happen. So the only time McTominay will get a chance if Casemiro is injured, if Mainu is injured, if we get AMRABAT, he is injured as well. So that is the only scenario he gets any game time. And I do not think that is looking very good for him as well. So yeah, I do not know. As we all have understood, at least we have got the idea of what Eric Ten Hag wants to do. He wants to create an he wants to get rid of old mental structure of Manchester United. He wants to create a new era, as he have already said in his very first interview, that he is here to create a new era and break those era of what Manchester City and Liverpool was having. So anyway, I guess to let that happen, we need to get rid of those dead woods we are carrying for so many years, because they are just bang average, man. They are max to max. McTominay is an average player. I will not say that he's a shitty player or something like that. Absolutely not. He can do actually some good if he plays in the club like such as West Ham or maybe Tottenham. He can do some good on those clubs. But when it comes to Manchester United, he's absolutely not a man, on that level. Absolutely not. United need this guy seriously. Then a one complete striker like Ramos. Yeah, man. I do hope that those things happen. If Ten Hag could finally get HOJLUND Amrabat and another centre back maybe. I think Ten Hag is not joking about winning the league and winning other important trophies. Man, he does not kid Prosenjit when it comes to winning trophies. When he talks about winning trophies, you always will see the passion in his eyes, man. He's damn serious about that, but he's also aware of the reality. He is also aware of the reality. What? It has been 3 matches already. We are already in our US tour match. Erik ten Hag is asking for it. Bruno Fernandes is asking for it. But we are still not getting a striker. We are still not getting a striker. And that just shows you, that just proves to you that, yeah, this is a Glazer transfer window. As I've said so many times, let's not forget, we can get excited by new signings. We can get excited by players like Mount and Onana. But the thing is that we still do not have a striker. We still do not have a striker, and the players we have signed and maybe we will sign will not be Erik ten Hag's first choice. So we will have to keep those in mind as well. So yeah, man. No need for Amrabat. He should come only if we sell both Scott and Fred. Not if, man. We should sell Fred and McTominay. We absolutely should sell Fred and McTominay. Amrabat is a way better player than what McTominay could ever be, I guess. Believe me or not, that man. Believe me or not. If you want to check out, please check out how he plays, his stats and everything. If you want to spend a couple of hours on Amrabat, I do suggest you to do that. Believe me. And you will see the difference. You will clearly see the difference, what he can create, what he will not get anyway or anytime or anywhere from a player like Scott McTominay. He is just not good enough for Manchester United. He is just not good enough. Just not good enough. Do you really think if we play Scott McTominay as our only defensive mid, he would be able to, safeguard our back four? Absolutely not. He does not have that ability. He does not have that ability. The ball bounces back from his body. So yeah, it doesn't work that way, man. Absolutely not. Believe me, Devorshi. We need to get rid of them. Why should we settle for average players when we can go out and buy some really good talented players who will Manchester United standard, which we all know have fallen a lot down over the past few years, but that should not be the case. That should not drive us to settle for a player like Fred or McTominay. No. Especially if we can go out and sign players like Amrabat. So yeah, man. Funny to think, we don't need Amrabat. We already have Mainu. Man, things can get changed really fast. As I have just said, we have won the match against Liverpool the last season, and the very next season, on that particular season, we lost to 7-0 to Liverpool as well. So things can change. I am not being cynical over here. Believe me or not, guys. I do not want to come out. I do not want to spoil your positive mood. Absolutely not. But you guys expect me to be realistic, right? So I have to keep the realism in mind when I dissect any situation. Mine was absolutely brilliant. After the match he just had, as I just said, he was my man of the match. And as you guys know, I wasn't quite sure about Mainu. So when I say this, that he was my man of the match, I absolutely mean it. I absolutely mean it. He impressed me so much last night. It was beyond imagination, man. But the thing is that he's still a very young guy. So putting all our hope to that young kid is absolutely not fair for him. The way he will get pressurized that way will not do him any good whatsoever. So yeah, we need to keep those things in mind as well. He will have his time, believe me or not, he will have his time. What, Casemiro is 31 years of age. Casemiro is already 31 years of age. So what, he have 2 or 3 good years left in him, I guess, in Manchester United. So then we will see Mainu as our first team player. So yeah, he has a lot of time to get integrated in our first team squad, and that would be the best course of action, man. Absolutely. Mine used 45 minutes to boil rice. He said his favorite food is an expensive rice cooked with timber and Howard's by Arsenal. See, the thing is that I know you guys will have your fun when it comes to rice, and Mainu, that rice cost 105 million and Mainu really didn't cost us anything and all that. So I get that. But if you are bantering Arsenal, I do not think that this particular analogy is correct, because see, the thing is that if you want to say that someone got cooked by Mainu, it was Howard's and Odegaard, man. because Rice and Mainu actually plays in similar position for their respective teams. They haven't been one-on-one. I don't think they have ever been one-on-one, have been put on that one-on-one situation. So yeah, Mainu cooking Rice is a bit, I get the banter, I absolutely get that. But yeah, the way he cooked Howards and Odegaard, that was absolutely brilliant, man. They were actually non-existential up till Mainu was there. They were quite non-existential when it comes to Odegaard and Howards. How shit were they? The only two players that played a little bit for Arsenal, I guess it was Martinelli and Saka. So yeah, and see, when it comes to our players as well, I must say, Tom Hinton impressed me yesterday. Definitely, he absolutely put in a decent performance. So yeah, and Wan-Bissaka took a bit of time, but he was well in the game. After 5-10 minutes, I guess 5-10-15 minutes, he was quite into the game. We don't need to talk about Varane or Martinez; they were absolutely brilliant. Same goes for, I guess, Luke Shaw. Luke Shaw is a kind of player who needs, some games under his belt to perform brilliantly, and we have seen that there were a rusty part from Luke Shaw, and I'm pretty sure we will get rid of that pretty soon. This is just, the break they were in. They are already playing in the, international matches and all that stuff. So I guess he was a bit rusty yesterday, but he will perform brilliantly in the coming matches. I'm pretty sure of that. And yeah, Mainu was brilliant. Mainu was absolutely brilliant. Mount was pretty quiet. I must say, Mount was quiet yesterday. Bruno was fantastic. He was our captain and he played like a captain. He laid the line brilliantly. Sancho was good. Sancho was really, really good yesterday. He actually, what should I say? He crossed my expectation, what I was expecting out of him. He crossed that line, so I'm pretty glad with that. Anthony needs to be more clinical. If I'm being honest with you guys, Anthony absolutely needs to be more clinical. The only part that he is missing from his gameplay is to be a clinical gameplay. The clinical gameplay is the part he is missing from. So yeah, I do think he needs to get more clinical in the coming days, because the one thing that really impressed me when it comes to Anthony, he always tracks back. He pasted the opponent when the opponent gets the ball. He's always behind him, and I like that in a guy. His physical presence is absolutely enormous, but the only thing is lacking is, he needs to be more precise. He needs to be more clinical. He needs to be more technical when he is with the ball. So I guess that is a thing he needs to work on. Absolutely, he needs to work on. And what other guys were there? I'm forgetting that. So it was Anthony, Sancho, and who was in our left? What the hell, man? I just forgot. It was Anthony, and it was Sancho. We were playing Mount here, and Bruno Fernandes, and left is for Garnacho. Garnacho was quite. The only reason I forgot Garnacho because he didn't do anything. So yeah, I do not think that it was his fault or anything like that. It wasn't like that, absolutely. I do think after, especially in that first half, we were deliberately trying to, play out of the right, which I have said in my previous sessions, in one of my sessions, that United always use the left flank way too much. If you see the heat map of every previous games we have played in the last season, you will see 80-90% of our attacks comes from the left wing. So we do need to utilize the right wing as well, and I guess Erik ten Hag was just trying to do that in the last game, especially in the first half. We were so concentrated on that right flank. So I guess that is a plus point. He have used the squad really, really well yesterday. The way he have mixed and matched the young and experienced squad, that was absolutely brilliant from our manager's part. Such a sweet rice to eat by Man United, absolutely, man. Arsenal bought rice, but Mainu ate. So, oh my God, let's be honest here, shall we? It's a pre-season friendly. Don't care about the score. Someone please tell me how many points United got last night. Absolutely, man. As I've always said, I don't know how many times in this particular session, that let's not forget, this is a pre-season match. Anything and everything can change when it comes to those real matches. When we, start our Premier League, Champions League, FA Cup, Carabao Cup, anything can happen, man. Bruno Fernandes, We are missing a goal scorer. The club knows and the manager knows that we need more people in this position. The club is doing what is necessary to bring more quality to the team. Absolutely, Shwan. Absolutely. As I have just said, Eric Ten Hag have said that. Bruno Fernandes have said that. I don't know how much time the Glazers will, take to let those words go into their thick skull that yeah, we need a striker man and as soon as possible. We have been missing a consistent goal scorer for many years. This is not something that's happened all of a sudden. Yeah, man. Yeah, I do get that, man. But we need a goal scorer. We do need a goal scorer. Absolutely. That should have been our primary target. I really don't know why we got out and buy Mason Mount, secured Mason Mount at first, when we should have gone out and secured a striker first, to be very honest. I'm not saying that I'm not happy with that Mason Mount signing or something like that. I will not criticize him, not at all. He just came into our team. It will definitely take him some time. He will take some time to fully fit in our squad. But yeah, we should have secured a striker first, man, if you ask me. So that's saying 100% agree, that's a captain for you. But why is it very difficult for Rashford to score this season? Hope is not what I'm thinking. I have said, Purba, and every other of you guys who are listening to our live session right now, what I have said, that you will see Rashford as the number 9. And what position he played in yesterday? Number 9. And how was Rashford? Absolute shit, man. He was invisible. He was absolutely invisible. He didn't do anything. It's not like that he didn't do anything. It's like he couldn't do anything. There is a difference. He did not or he could not. I guess he could not. Because he is not comfortable in that position. You can't expect a right back to suddenly playing as a centre back. If someone can do that, we have seen Luke Shaw doing that. That is exceptional. That is excellent. That is brilliant. But you cannot be expecting the same thing from every other player. That will not happen. If we let Rashford play this season as a centre forward, believe me, we will suffer. He will suffer. So yeah, I do not think that would be the right course of action for him, man. Absolutely not. Harry Kane will be a red. I hope so, Indrajit. Believe me. How badly do we need players like Harry Kane? I must say that. Bruno Fernandes knows better than the Glazers. Narendra Modi is saying we must get a striker. I repeat, we must get a striker. And Modi ji, I repeat, we must get a striker. We absolutely must get a striker. That is so essential right now. That is why our manager is calling it out, our captain is calling it out, and all the fans are calling it out as well, that we absolutely need a striker. We need a proper goal scorer, man, absolutely. We need 2 strikers. Get Martial out of my fucking club. Thank you, Steve, for reminding me of Martial's situation as well. There are some news coming out from Saudi Arabia. It is a Saudi Arabian journalist. I couldn't, spell out his name as it was in Arabic, but he have around 500,000 followers in Twitter. So I guess it could be legit. If I'm being honest with you, I will not confirm is this news particularly as a legitimate source. But there are some news coming out from Saudi that, yeah, they are interested in Martial. They are interested in Martial. If you ask my instant reaction, I will say it's bullshit. But it is only my reaction and it is only my instant reaction. It could, very well be possible that, yeah, Saudis are interested in Martial and they do want to sign him. The only reason I'm saying it's bullshit because he is injured right now. Why would any club would want to pay for an injured player who is still going through injury, who has been through injury for the past 2-3 years? So it doesn't make any sense for me. But if that happens, if they really think, the Saudis think that they are paying for Martial and they want to get a hold of Martial, kudos to them, man. Please come and buy him. But the thing is that we will still be in that jeopardy even more. Even more, Steve. Believe me or not. If we get rid of Martial, and we only buy out HOJLUND, then we will only have one striker, to be very honest. The only striker will be, HOJLUND, no one else, because there is no one coming out from the academy, and Rashford is not a striker, believe me or not. If we let him play on that position, he will suffer, our club will suffer, and we will suffer as well. It will do no good to anyone if Rashford plays as a number 9, because he will not be as good as he is in that left flank. So yeah, man. Manchester United are ready to trigger the 1-year extension option in Aaron Wan-Bissaka's contract. It will take his current deal until 2025. That is absolutely good news, man. Siddharth is saying, if he is that good, why not give him a new contract? 1-year extension so you can sell him at higher price. No top clubs wants him except his old club Crystal Palace. See that I will definitely, I can argue with that with you, but I will not. I absolutely will not. That is your opinion. If you think that Aaron Wan-Bissaka is not that good, you can have your opinion, man. Absolutely, you can have your opinion. But if you ask me, if I'm being honest with you, I do like Aaron Wan-Bissaka, and I've said that earlier as well. It's no news to you guys that I do like Aaron Wan-Bissaka, especially over Dalot. Obviously, in this modern day football, you want your fullbacks to go up, put some crosses in and all that stuff, which Aaron Wan-Bissaka is getting better each passing day. But we also need that defensive ability, which definitely, if you compare Dalot to Aaron Wan-Bissaka, especially in defensive abilities, I guess Aaron Wan-Bissaka runs out a long way out from Dalot, man. He's way, way better than Dalot when it comes to defensive abilities. I guess that. And yeah, I guess yesterday's performance was a bit rusty, but I will not judge him on that particular performance. I know what he can do. He's a good player as well. He has some potential in him as well. And keeping Dalot and keeping Wan-Bissaka would only create a healthy competition, and I am all in for that. Good business then over the next 2 seasons. Watch him closely and give time to offer a new and improved deal. Yeah, man. Absolutely. These guys know what they're doing. They are just trying to trigger the potential in him for improvement. That's the game plan. I hope so, man. They gave Dalot a long-term contract and they want to only extend the Wan-Bissaka contract. Joke of the century. So see, there are some mixed reactions in our fan as well. Some of you guys like Dalot, some of you guys prefer Wan-Bissaka. And that's okay. That's absolutely okay. That is not something to argue about. They both, at the end of the day, they both are Red Devils. So obviously we want, good for them. We absolutely hope best for them. But yeah, I do not think that we will get rid of, Aaron Wan-Bissaka. At some point, he will sign a new contract with us. I do hope so, man, because I really like him. Exactly, Joshua. As I just mentioned, that yeah, he needs to work on his attacking skill, which I guess he is improving a bit each passing match. But when it comes to his defensive capabilities, he's absolutely brilliant. He's absolutely brilliant, especially on those one-on-one situations. Eric Tenag is here and he's saying they should give him 5-year deal because that Diogo Dalot is nothing but another Portuguese Harry Maguire. You are right, man. Sorry, Eric. I actually missed. It's seeing that you commented it 15 minutes earlier. So I am not clear about what you said. I am right about, but anyway, kudos to you, man. And Rohit always thinks me that I am very clever. I do hope that I will, keep that mark, Rohit, with you. I love Sheikh Jassim. Yeah, man. You all love Sheikh Jassim. So you guys are having fun in the chat. It's always good to see that. They're talking about Rice, Odegaard, and Havertz not playing well because it's their first time together, but they're forgetting that Mainu, Mount, and Bruno were also playing together for the first time. Yeah, man, absolutely. I will give them. As I just said, man, Shondipan, how many times I will be saying still that it is a preseason match. It is a preseason match for us. It is a preseason match for them. So we should not take a lot of notes in these particular matches. Things can get really different when it comes to those real matches, man. It can change way, way massively. So yeah, we should not jump into any conclusion regarding any team, whether it's us or some other club. We should not jump into any conclusion right now. So yeah, man. He's saying they are not even forgetting, they're pretending like they don't know. Yeah, man. Mount is really doing great work, the work of Eriksen, but not noticeable. See, the thing is that, man, I do hope that Mount gets, featured in this squad the way we want him to, and I guess he will, but we should absolutely give him some time, as this is a new squad for him. It will absolutely take some time, and believe me or not, yesterday was the first time he played with, you know, our senior team. In the past 2 matches, I know that Mount have played for 45 minutes each, but that was especially with our young squad. So there is a difference between our young squad and our, you know, experienced squad. So I guess we will see him getting integrated really well into this team, but we have to give him some time. And you know what, guys? I hope I do want to apologize for yesterday. I know maybe many of you guys are waiting for my 11 p.m. live show, which I wasn't able to do. Believe me, guys, my throat was hurting way so much. I guess you guys have heard my voice in that small video I had made, and you can still hear me how I am sounding. I'm really sorry if I disappointed you guys. I'm truly sorry from the core of my heart. If I was able to do that, believe me, I would have done that. The way my throat was paining, it was so unbearable. It is still now, but I will, you know, overcome that. And no matter what, I am just frustrated with my throat. I have just given up. What will happen will happen. I will do my live shows, no matter what happens, man. So yeah, here I am with you guys. I believe Sancho will come back stronger this season. He performed very well against Lyon Arsenal. I feel Sancho vibes. Yeah, man, I should, man. I like that player. I was so ecstatic when we got, you know, a hold of Sancho, and I do hope, I absolutely hope, you know, he gets our you know, first team chances really soon. He needs to be a first team player to be in the squad, because the money we spent on signing him, the money we still are spending, you know, every week for his wages, he should be a first team player, and I do hope that, you know, he keeps that in mind as well, that he needs to be consistent. The one and only thing I will say about Sancho, he needs to be consistent. He needs to be consistent, and he will get placed in Erik ten Hag's squad, believe me or not. He's a good player, but lacks maturity in the position he's given to play in. He needs to focus, and his ability will be forthcoming. Absolutely, man. Rito Brother is saying, bhai, 122. Okay, man. Thank you. Thank you, man, for letting me know. Glory, Man United. Obviously, man. Narendra Modi is saying he is a Modi of parallel universe. I hope so. I do hope so. Rohit is also congratulating me. Thank you, Rohit. Bro, waistline, they both are Red Devil. Exactly, man. I guess you were talking about Aaron and Bissaka and Dalot, I guess. So yeah, they are both. All the players who plays for us are all Red Devils, man. Are all. We do not want anything bad for them. Because see, the thing is that the way we feel right now about Maguire wasn't the feeling when we signed him. It was we gradually descend into that feeling because the way he played. So yeah, if we had played brilliantly, we would have loved him as well. So yeah, man. Anyway, I guess we have had a good session, a fruitful session. So if you guys have enjoyed it, please smash the like button and subscribe it if you are new to this channel, and you know, share as much as you can. And I will see you in the 11 p.m. live show today. I will be live at 11 p.m. today. I do not care about my throat right now. Believe me or not, I was feeling shitty about yesterday when I missed the live session, but it was really unbearable for me. I do hope it will not be the case in the coming days. So yeah, guys, with all your, you know, best wishes and warm wishes and love, I guess I will be able to do all those show, man. And kudos to you guys. Always kudos to you guys. We'll see you in the next video. Goodbye and take care, man.